What's up, everybody? It's What the Gym, and let's go ahead and do 2 movie reviews in one, and that is for Enchanted and Disenchanted.
What the gym?
You can let me know if you've seen both of these films in the comment section below, and your thoughts on both of these films, but no spoilers, as this is a no spoiler review. However, if you do want to put spoilers in your comment, then just say spoilers ahead. And you can let me know which Enchanted film you prefer in the comments below as well. Do you prefer Enchanted from 2007, or do you prefer Disenchanted from 2022? So we'll start off with giving my thoughts on Enchanted from 2007, which is directed by Kevin Lima. And the plot for Enchanted is in the fairy tale land of Andalusia, Princess Giselle falls in love with Prince Edward, but suddenly Edward's evil stepmother sends the princess to a place where there were no happily ever afters, being New York City. Fortunately, a divorce lawyer named Robert with his daughter Morgan help come to Giselle's rescue and help find her true love. And now let's talk about the good for Enchanted. And for me, this is a very enjoyable, fun and nostalgic movie. I saw this film lots when I was younger. It was one of my favourite films growing up, and I really enjoyed the characters and performances in this film, especially with Amy Adams as Giselle, who did an amazing role in playing this character, and in my opinion, it's the best acting role that Amy Adams has done. You could tell she was having a blast playing the Giselle character. I also really enjoyed the interactions and reactions to the real world in New York City, how Giselle just reacts to living in the city after living in the animated world for years. I think the humour is done very, very well here, especially with the chipmunk character. He steals every scene he's in. He's just a very cute chipmunk and a very funny one as well. The story, I think, is done very well and very unique too, and I like that it's just a different twist on a fairy tale. I also absolutely love the songs and the score for this film as well. My favourite song is called That's How You Know, which is probably my favourite scene of this movie, is when Giselle is singing that song. I think the length for this film is pretty great. I like it a lot, although I do think maybe it could have been 10 minutes shorter. I think the animation is beautiful in the beginning of this film, and they could have shortened that part. However, just how amazing the animation looked, I didn't really get annoyed with that. This film takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get into, but you really will enjoy the film more once Giselle gets to New York City. Overall, I always have a blast every time I watch this movie, and I love how this film has an unrealistic scenario while the filmmakers are trying to make it as realistic as possible. But I have a few things I want to say about the bad. The first thing is, I find the villain very weak and generic here, and there's too much CGI in the final act of this film. It sort of takes you out of the film just a little bit, in my opinion, and I also think this film is very predictable at times as well. But when I move on to the verdicts, and I recommend this film to people who like musicals, Disney films, fairy tale films, and for people who have Disney Plus, because this is now available on Disney Plus, and I would rate this film an 8.5 out of 10. So that's my thoughts on Enchanted for 2007. Now I'll give you my thoughts on Disenchanted from 2022. And the director for this film is Adam Shankman. So we'll now talk about the plot for Disenchanted. Set 10 years after the first box office hit, Enchanted, Disenchanted follows Giselle, Robert Morgan, and a newborn child as they move from New York City to the suburb of Monroeville. After living there for several days, Giselle, along with Robert Morgan and the newborn child, come across Edward again with his new wife Nancy as they bring them a wand that grants wishes. However, Giselle's not happy with her life in Monroeville, so then she gets the wand and wishes that her life was a fairy tale again. But unfortunately, it all goes wrong. But will Giselle wish everything back to normality? Find out in Disenchanted. But I'm not going to be doing a good, bad, and the verdict structure for this. I'm just going to talk about all of it in a review portion of this film. And going into this with me seeing the trailers and watching some people reviewing this film, I thought it was going to be an okay but an enjoyable film. But unfortunately, in the end, it was a mediocre film with an okay experience to it. My mum says it was far too theatrical in this film, and I agree this was way too theatrical in my opinion. I thought the songs weren't that memorable here in my opinion. There was only one song that I found memorable, and that was a song that Idina Menzel sang. And I thought the acting was okay. I wasn't a fan of how they wrote Morgan in this film, and I wasn't the biggest fan of how they wrote quite a few of the characters in this film. The magic from the first Enchanted film wasn't here, unfortunately, and I would only recommend to watch it if you have Disney Plus. And unfortunately, this is another movie sequel that didn't have to exist. There's not really a whole lot I enjoyed about this film. I found it quite boring at times, and I found it quite long as well. I just felt like a lot of the time in the film, I was just having more enjoyment going on my phone and messaging people. That's not a good sign when you're watching a movie. You want to be watching it without any distractions. And I would rate Disenchanted a 5 out of 10. But that's it for my reviews of Enchanted and Disenchanted. Again, you could let me know your thoughts on those films, or which one of those two is your favourite, in the comments below, but no spoilers. As this is no spoiler review, however, if you do want to include spoilers, just say in your comment, spoilers ahead. And I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, ciao. I've been dreaming of a true love's kiss, and I'm hoping a princess comes with this. That took a lot of me doing that. Ciao, guys.